Alright, cool. I'm feeling a little bit low on energy right now, so I'm just gonna ramble on about whatever. But I'll tell you what, babe. I went to the movies, and it was a great movie, I tell you. It was the best movie I'd ever laid my very own eyeballs upon, and it was had great action, super cool romance, really great dialogue, character design, you got it. Character development also is a yes in this movie. I went into the theater. I sat right on down into my seat. I had myself a good old-fashioned extra large bucket of popcorn. I had a soda cup. It was a cup of soda. It was a large size. What? Ugh, one was on the right of me, the other one was on the left of me. The popcorn was the one that was on the right, and the soda was on the left. Oh, and I was sitting right there in the way back, just the way I like it, directly in the center. I got... Ugh! Oh, my throat is not in a good condition. And I got there early so I could have a perfect seat, and look at that. Yes, I had a perfect seat. Oh, and I was sitting there waiting for the trailers to start. Checking on my phone, checking on my other phone, checking on my third phone, just making sure I ain't got no new messages from people that I message with. And all of a sudden, this group of people, this little gaggle of people, they walk into the theater and they sit directly in front of me. Just about like 5 people maybe. And yes, it was 5. 5 people sit right in front of me. And I'm like, okay, whatever, people are gonna see this movie. I must expect that people are going to come into the theater as well as me and realize that I'm not going to be the only person here because I got here really early on like one of the first opening nights. So of course there's gonna be people here. I'm not upset at their presence. So I just mind my own beeswax. And I keep checking my 3 phones. And I'm just passing the time, thinking about life and everything, telling myself not to eat the popcorn just yet, because even the trailers haven't started yet. And one of them coughs in front of me, and I'm like, okay, they must have a wee bit of a cough. It was like a little bit of a I'm not good at replicating coughs realistically, and whatever. So we sit there for a while, about a half hour. One of them asks the other one, hey man, pass me the popcorn. And then he did pass them the popcorn, and I'm like, cool, because I realized they are friends. They're good friends. Maybe they're related in some other way. I don't know. They were people. They were there doing whatever. And I was fine with it. And then the trailers begun. And there were trailers for all sorts of movies, romances, comedies, animations, I don't know, actions, all sorts of movies, adventure, just unfurling before me. There were reboots, there were remakes, all sorts of things that I had seen before, things that I had never seen before that I was excited about, and I was just having a good time watching a good old-fashioned trailers. And during some of these trailers, I was excited for this one reboot that they were showing a trailer for, and these people in front of me just are talking throughout the entire thing, but it was a little bit of a whisper, so I disregarded it. I disregarded them speaking. It was all fine and dandy. They're just talking to each other about life and work, and in my mind I'm like, please stop! But, you know, I didn't express anything towards them. It was all fine. They were just making chitter-chatter, and they stopped soon enough. So, whatever. No harm, no foul. Everything is fine and dandy. Ain't got no salt in my trousers. Everything is fine. And then the movie itself starts, and you know, it plays like all the splash art at the beginning about the production people and all the companies involved and all that jazz. And I'm like, oh boy, here it comes. And it starts out with a title reveal, and not very many modern movies do that. And it starts out with a title reveal, and it's playing an awesome theme. It's like, da! I don't remember how it went, but it sounded really cool. And during that, the people in front of me started applauding, and I'm in my mind, I'm like, okay, I understand your joy, but please do not applaud at the title reveal. Please do not be this noisy for the remainder of the movie. And so they hushed up, whatever, no biggie. And we kept watching the movie, and of course there were other people in the movie as well. And there was a really dramatic scene where a character that was very important to me was dying, and one of the people in the gaggle in front of me had the nerve to laugh. They laughed. They laughed at their death, and I was like, I made that noise outwardly because I was a little bit peeved, hoping to catch their attention, and maybe they would realize also that I am peeved, yes. But they didn't pay no mind to my disgruntled noise. So I was peeved at this point. I kept watching, and I cried at the death, even though the immersion was ruined by them laughing at the death. And we just kept going. It was like about the midway point of the movie. Later on in the movie, a super cool thing happens. A really cool character does a really cool thing, and in my mind, I was like, whoa! But then, all 5 of these people, outwardly with their mouths, go, whoa! And I just about had it because they were making so much gosh dang noise that I could not stand it any longer. I stand up out of my seat, and I lean down all next to them. I get in between 2 of their heads, and I go, shush, and hopefully they got the message. So I leaned back into my seat, and we continued the movie, and I felt satisfied with myself. Later on in the movie, somebody gets hit in the face really hard. And when this person gets hit in the face really hard, all 5 of them make a poot noise. When he gets hit, they all simultaneously go, and I was so fed up with their shenanigans, I got right up out of my seat. I put my popcorn down on the ground gently so it would not spill, but it still did just a little bit, and I said, excuse me, do not make the noises with your mouth during the feature film, please, thank you. And I sat back down, searing rage within my heart, and I continued watching that gosh dang film, and they stopped talking for a short while, until another really cool thing happened, and they made yet another poot noise. It was a fart replication using their vocal cords, so I stood up once more, and I got down real close to them, and I said, shut your mouths, please! And I picked up my popcorn and I moved over to the right side of the row because there was an empty seat over there. And I had it with them. And then one of them has the nerve to get up out of their seat, come on over to mine, and say, you smell. And I just sat there seething. That kind of noise, you know, seething. And I got up and I said, yeah, well, you know what I think? I think that you're disrupting this movie and ruin it for everyone else. And then everyone else in the theater turns around, looks at me and goes, shush. And I was just so angry at everything. And that movie was just ruined for me from that point until the end. And that was my experience with going to the movies. And you know what? It truly was an aggravating experience. And now I feel like I might have given myself a little bit of a headache, but it's all fine and dandy. It's all fine. That's about it. Popcorn was delicious.